until Advance came and until Advance implemented a comprehensive approach, we were not able to change the gender diversity of our faculty.
But to change the proportion of women faculty in 5 years is a pretty daunting thing to do. It just takes a lot of time.
We start these projects with the best intentions that everything will go smoothly and that by the end of year 5 and maybe year 6, all of these wonderful change initiatives will have taken hold and there's broad equity on the campus and we have no more problems with retention and recruitment. So going into a large project like this, knowing that change is going to be uneven, can really be helpful in keeping things moving forward and not necessarily getting stuck when something that is attempted doesn't work.
Don't be afraid to try a few really good ideas. They almost certainly will not all work. You don't want to damage or put at risk any of your faculty. On the other hand, if you choose carefully, that's unlikely to happen. But not all will be as successful as you'd like as well. Given that if you're listening carefully to your audience and to the participants, you'll learn as you go. Some of your ideas will work wonderfully and others will need to be modified.
And be willing to say, this didn't work, and that's okay. And whereas another program is really successful, so go with the one that's working and pour more into it, and then try different things for the ones that don't work.
I would say start with a small group of people who are interested, who are dedicated and who get it, who are willing to do the work, and allow that program, the group, to grow gradually.
I would tell them to plan how they design programs around the faculty, and not a survey, but actually sitting with faculty committees talking about issues, and not with the same faculty and not with just people that have already bought in. You know, bring in as many people as you can have and have as many conversations across ranks and disciplines as you can have, because that buy-in broadly is what will sustain a program.
If you have the faculty advocating, they're the best publicity or promoter of your work that you could have. And the way you get that is being really genuine and focusing on supporting their needs.
Helping the men and women develop their skills, being able to educate themselves.
We tried a few things and found out that's not at all what our faculty wanted. So listened again carefully and said, okay, we missed it. Can you help us figure out what would be useful to you? And I think now we've found, I think, a better approach. But the focus has been on leadership. I call it leadership with a small L, meaning developing your leadership skills for your laboratory, for within your department, just an informal, for somewhere around campus where you'd like to be more of lead a committee, lead some campus activity off campus. If you imagine that part of your career growth might be you'd like to have a significant role in your national organization for your discipline.
Many of the departments have 1 to 2 female faculty. You know, the other females may be across campus in another building in their labs. So they really had not met and interacted and formed a community. So the summer writing retreats provide a unique opportunity to build community. We go away for 1 week in a wooded cabin in Mississippi, and we stay together. So you're away from the demands of the office, you're away from the demands of your family.
We have a very vibrant women's faculty network that did not exist in the past. We decided we would just invite women from across campus to a meeting. Actually, not even a meeting, and we called it a merienda, which is like a high tea. And just said, here, why don't you meet your colleagues, just come, have some tea, have some coffee. And we ended up, I think it was a quarter of all tenure and tenure track women who came to that first meeting. The level of enthusiasm was really high, so we realized that there was something going on there. It could have been pent-up demand. There was a need for something like that. You have a lot of departments where you might only have 1 woman, and some colleges, I think like engineering, there were only 8 in the entire college. They don't interact very much with each other, and I think it was extremely helpful to have women get together from different departments, from different colleges, to see that they're not alone. a lot of the issues that they face are being faced by women campus-wide. And we went from that first meeting, and again, it was December 2012, that within a year we already had bylaws, we had a leadership team in place, we had representation on the academic affairs executive team. This past year, over half of all tenure and tenure-track women participated in our events. And if you look at STEM women, it was, I think, 86% of all tenure-track women who were able to come. So I mean, the numbers are staggering. The complaints we get about our meetings is that they're too short.
You have to provide training for those faculty, and you have to provide long-term support for those faculty while they're engaging in the work. You want to make sure that there is time for them to do this work. They go to a large number of meetings with the faculty. They need to have a flexible schedule so that they can go to any time that the faculty are available. You need to find some way to compensate them for the work that they're doing. They should not be asked to do this on overload. They should not be asked to do it for free. It is the work of the institution. It's the primary way in which the institution would change, and it should be recognized, validated, compensated.
It's important to think about change as happening in fits and starts, but if the institution as a whole is moving forward, then those fits don't necessarily derail the ultimate mission for change.